Alright, so if you ain't see that video, check it out. This is what we working on today. Because if it ain't one thing, it's always another, bro. So, for some reason, if y'all can try to see, that is a big ass spider. Where the little motherfucker went? Like, he chilling right there. Look at him. Look at that motherfucker. Damn, he's really blending in. You really can't see him. So my CDI box keeps fucking breaking off up here because it's not bolted down on the bottom because it's two different bolt sizes, because the previous bolt broke off in there, so I had to drill it out. I re-tapped it with a whole different size bolt. So I had a crazy idea of trying to think of, damn, how am I gonna fix this? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of this nice piece of, I really don't know what the fuck to call this, I forgot the name. So try to measure up between the distance of the bottom and top bolt hole over here. And obviously, because I know that they are two different bolt sizes, I am gonna make sure that the top bolt is gonna, you know, fit perfectly through, and then to find out the size of the bottom bolt and then drill that shit through and figure it out. Now, this is not gonna be a permanent solution to this, because I do plan on doing like a, like a real deal rebuild. This was just an electrical rebuild so that I could get the bike running, enjoy it for the summer, which I have been, thank God. So this is just gonna be a temporary fix. This is gonna be some real backyard shit. So do not think that this is a permanent solution. Do not think I think this is a permanent solution, nor even a good one. It's just, I just want to see if it works, and if it works and it stays and it does a lot better than this shit keeps breaking off, then hey, we're good to go. So let me just jack up the bike a little bit better, and let's get to it. So now that I have, you know, you can see that faint line mark, that's the length I'm gonna need. So got my, I guess you could say, my hack ass setup right here, which I'm not gonna lie to you, that I haven't used in so long. There we go. Rest in peace then. So boom, just like that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and go through the measure and measure out the distance from the top bolt to the bottom bolt, and then with between both the different bolts, I'll go ahead and make sure that we accommodate for the two different size for the two different thread sizing in the on the bike. From the top, the hole is literally like right at the top of that fucking, of that silver, the button. I don't know, I guess I would call that like a button, a little press in mark. And then on the piece of, I gotta try to make it as center as possible. And then, so it's about the same for both. Alright. So it's the same measurement, top and bottom. So I guess that makes doing this shit at least half easier. Alright, so I found the size for the bottom right here. This is gonna go into the bottom, that threads in, and then the top we're just gonna leave regular. But right now, all I'm gonna do is go ahead, make these punch hole marks. Now let's do it one more time for safe measure. There we go. Just to make things a little bit easier. I knew doing this was gonna I would need to take some time out of my day so I really sit down and focus this shit. And I was sitting there thinking for a while, like, how can I get this shit to mount up now that I have no holes, because I do not feel like buying a new CDI box. The broke part of me is like, bruh, don't spend no more money on parts. Figure out how to make this work. Figure it out fast. Boom. Now we got it. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up. Now what I'm going to focus on doing is cleaning off this surface, and well, I'm going to shave it down, the holes, make them a little bit more smoother. I'm going to clean all this up and then clean up both sides, the back of the CDI, the back of that, where they're gonna mate to each other, and then go ahead and get it going. Alright, so I cleaned off both sides with just some soapy water. Now I just want to make sure that I went to the bike and made sure that, damn, so so in order for actually this to like really work, okay, so I mean this one works, but the bottom one doesn't. Okay. I mean, would it even work if I was to cut off the broken tabs? But I don't even have a thing to cut them off. Yeah, this is the trial and error right here, guys. Okay, so now we ran into mistake number one. So I mean, I cut off the perfect piece and everything. The only thing that sucks is that the tabs that broke off are actually in the way. So what I could try to do is try to find a way to perfectly cut the end tabs off of the CDI box for the mating process, but that's just damn, because them holes line up so perfectly. I didn't take this into consideration, honestly. So I gotta find a way to cut this off now, so that I could glue it onto there, because essentially it's not going to be the CDI box that's getting screwed or bolted with this to the bike. This is just going to get glued to this, and this piece is just going to bolt up into the bike, because I'm tired of this shit happening. So yep, let me find a way to cut these shits off, and I'll cut back in. So I found my Dremel. It's dead right now. Well, I did a test cut and it died because it is gonna go through some pretty thick plastic right there, and this should work to cut off the excess tabs and make sure that we'll go ahead and get this set up nice, because those are a pretty thick piece of tab, if you can see. It's pretty thick. So probably gonna start on the back side. That's where it has at least the least resistance of cutting. So probably try to create the line using the other side, and then this is gonna be a whole custom job just to get this shit going, but it's gonna work. I don't know how long I'm gonna let the battery charge up for the Dremel, but tune back in when either I have one side done, both sides done, or whatever. I'll come in, tap back in with some type of an update, because we did not come this far and did this good of a job to be defeated by some broken off plastic tabs. So we'll be back. Alright, so I did say I would try to come back with some type of an update. I let the Dremel charge for a little bit. I want y'all to see if we can get this shit to focus. So little ass charge somewhat. It cut all the way down. I know it's really hard to see because I don't really got that good of lighting. We're like almost there of snipping this whole tab off. I just decided to come in from the back side, come in from the sides a little bit. So I came in from the sides a little bit, but mainly just coming straight from the back, trying to use this line from the back of the CDI box to just go straight forward and snip the whole thing off. And almost there. You know, you just gotta be real delicate, make sure not to break anything. This shit smokes out from too much heat. Yeah, cut myself. Don't ask how. I don't even know how. And so yeah, so this side I figured is definitely more difficult to cut off than the other side. This other side doesn't really have much, so it should be fairly easier to cut off. But yeah, this side, well, I mean, it's still the same thickness, but at least the maneuverability of trying to cut it off is going to be easier because it's not as much as over here. You gotta be careful and shit. So almost there. I'm gonna let it charge back up for a little bit, find something else to do, and gonna finish this up. So I'll probably just come back once both sides are chopped off and we're ready to mount up the box to the new bracket. Alright guys, so ran into a little bit of a problem. So the old piece is right here. Now for some reason I messed up my measuring completely, and now also what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to glue the CDI while the bracket is already bolted into the bike. So this is gonna be real fun to do. Oh no, I might have to do the Velcro. With each other to stay like input, you know. But this is definitely something. Like when I say this is some real backyard shit to do, this is some real backyard shit to do. I don't even want to mount the CDI yet on the Velcro on either side. I'm just gonna let the glue settle for both the pieces. and then we'll go ahead and mount it up. All right, it's been a few. I see full contact. Making sure I'm really pressing up against it. Alright. Time to drop it and let's see. Well, it didn't come off, but to be honest, it doesn't feel 100% good. You know, this was an idea I had in my head. I am now testing it to see if it's good. I did a couple wheelies, whatever, and I don't know. I feel like it's gonna come loose if I really go on the streets and I go a lot further than 500 feet. You know, if I start going a few miles and I'm going hard and all this shit, I feel like it's just gonna pop off, but who knows? I could be wrong. So it's only one way to find out when I really do test it, but yeah, that's me making a real jank ass, backyard ass bracket for my CDI that keeps breaking off. Hope y'all enjoyed the content. Hope somebody got an idea. Maybe maybe you go ahead and show this to your buddy. Be like, yo, this dude's out of his mind. Look at this crazy shit. But it's not a permanent solution. It's a very, very temporary solution, since I have about like a month left of summer where I live, and then come the fall, winter, everything goes well, I will be planning on going really hard on taking care of this bike. So, all right, guys, stay tuned for the next one. See you.